school hockey. Tonight, the big matchup between the Huskies of Port Huron Northern, the Big Reds of Port Huron. Hi, I'm Don Button, and along with Ken Harris, it's our pleasure to bring you tonight's contest. And now we'll go to Ken for the starting lineups.
Starting lineup tonight, Port Huron Northern was the home team. In goal, number 30, Al Francis. At forward, number 9, Jason Fletcher. At forward, number 12, John Prescott. At forward, number 17, Steve McGregor. At defense, number 10, Jeremy Van Nest. And at defense, number 16, Matt Warren. Northern is coached by Daryl Bureau, along with assistants Paul Jones, Duncan, Carl Buchanan, and Randy Shea. For Porter High School, starting lineup. Pink at forward, number 11, Jack Roberts. At center, number 9, Paul Perez. At forward, number 18, Nick Hopper. At defense, number 3, Scott Kroskowski. And at defense, number 2, Corey Stevens. And in goal, the steady goaltender for Port Huron High School is Gary Frank. Coaches for Port Huron High School: Frank Wagner, assistant coach Glenn Powerson.
And now, before we go into action, we'll be pausing for the national anthem. Well, Ken, with the Huskies, obviously a little deeper in travel hockey experience, what do you look for in tonight's game, and what do you look for that has to happen for the Big Reds to stay competitive?
Well, Don, as the records show early in the season, Port Huron High doesn't have the record Northern has. Northern has lost Pete. I think the whole key to Port Huron High School here is to start out and to get good goaltending from Gary Plank, which is very capable of. But the other big thing is they have a lot of patience. I don't think they can go out and skate with Northern. I don't think that they should even go out and try to skate with Northern. I think they have to play the patience game and wait for their breaks and capitalize on them.
Good viewpoint, Ken. I also think that the Big Reds are going to have to get some help from their second line and third line to provide a little depth for their attack. And they're also going to have to clear the zone, not let Northern keep it in, where they're always at a chance of scoring at any moment. If they can clear the zone, keep the pace down, we could have a hockey game here.
Yeah, I think you're 100% correct on that, and maybe we're going to have to go back a couple years ago with the Big Reds and stuff, and maybe we use the Tom Miller type syndrome where he made his coached his kids to use a lot of patience. A lot of times it was kind of a slow game, but they iced the puck a lot. But a lot of times those icings didn't quite make it, and it created a break for the Big Reds. And that with some good goaltending might just keep them in this game tonight.
Getting ready for the opening face-off, Paul Moretz of the Big Reds and Don Truscott of the Huskies. Huskies win the draw, dump it deep into the Big Red zone where Big Bowerson goes after the puck, loses it, pass out in front, goes awry. Shot from the blue line, a hard shot, goal! Right off the bat, Matt Warren on a blazing low slap shot, finds a far post, and 12 seconds into this game, the Huskies have taken a 1-0 lead.
Well, Don, I'm sure the Big Reds didn't want to see that this early in the game there, but it's kind of what we're talking about. They didn't look where they made the pass. They threw the pass up, and the Northern defenseman picked it up, and it turns around, rifles the puck into the net with just 12 seconds on.
The failure to clear these zones surely cost the Big Reds on that play. Now the Huskies have come up with a line change with Justin Smith on there with Stanislawski and Jason Fletcher. Fletcher in the corner with Roberts. Out comes Moretz, breaking down the left wing. Paul Moretz. Great move coming in. Backhander. Moretz on a solo rush. Putting in a neat backhand, it looked like through the 5-hole. And now 36 seconds into the game, the Big Reds have answered back with the tying goal.
Well, Don, it's quite obvious. Somebody had to give him the puck. I didn't quite see who it was, but we got to give the total effort to Moretz, who picked it up at his own blue line after getting it. It sprung loose, and he skated in a nice backhand pass Northern goaltender.
And a Big Red volleyball went on the ice as well. Jeff Roberts. Picked up by Nick Wolfer on the left side. Red shot. Stopped by Francis. Nick Spear. Now we have Wolfer again coming in. Point blank shoots just wide. As Francis went down on his knees and shot just wide of the far post. Scott Truskowski with room to skate. And an offside pass as he caught his winger breaking across the blue line.
For some information on the first two goals, the Northern goal had an assist going to Shane Ward, and the Big Reds goal had an assist going to Scott Truskowski, Don.
Yep, the defenseman Truskowski started that play, and Reds made the most of it after that. Now Jeff Bassett on with Dennis Shannon. We have pair penalties, so the teams will be skating 4-on-4. Truscott and Bassett on the faceoff. Won by Truscott. Back to Warren. Steady blue line performer Matt Warren. Makes a neat pass. There's Jeremy Van Ness. Up come the Big Reds. Bassett makes an inside move and fought off the puck nicely by Warren. Jeremy Van Ness, Warren's defense partner. Heinbeck dumps it back into the Husky zone. Bowerson dishes out a little shoulder to Steve McGregor, I should say a big shoulder. Matt Warren, the dangerous Matt Warren, building up ahead of steam. Dumps it over to Truscott. Over to McGregor. Heinbeck takes a fall. Now Matt Warren again. Fought off nicely by Dennis Shannon. Frozen for a face-off. 12:44 remaining in the first period. 57 seconds on the coincidental penalties. The score tied at 1.
Don, for the record on those coincidental penalties, Northern's penalty was to Gary Diamond, 2 minutes for cross-checking, and the Big Red penalty was to number 9, Paul Moretz, 2 minutes for hooking.
Huskies win the draw, flipped in, Klink steers it aside. Shane Ward. High butt. Keith Thomas. Shot from the point by Truskowski, blocked by the Huskies.
Yeah, Chris Sock made a nice save on that one, Don.
That could have been a dangerous shot. Here comes Ward, a nice pass. Breaking in point blank. Backhander stopped by Klink.
Well, that's one that Klink needed because I think both goaltenders in the early minute and a half looked pretty shaky, but that's the kind of save you need.
Josh Bennett having a very good scoring opportunity there. Now the fight behind the net, out comes the Big Reds. Dennis Thick carries it in, pass over, backhander, stopped by Francis, and frozen. As Moretz, once again coming in with that backhander, and this time Francis was equal to the task.
Very dangerous play there by Paul Moretz coming out of the penalty box and beat the Northern players to the puck, coming in there, had a real good chance, almost just like the one he had when he scored the original goal.
It will be Justin Smith and Moretz on the faceoff. Justin, the sophomore forward, playing high school hockey for the first year, wins the faceoff. Back to Brett Nixon. Over to Stanislavski. Bowerson again with 2 wrestling body checks. Moretz brings it in, and it takes a heavy check from Justin Smith. Brett Nixon out on the defense with Smear. Nick Smear in the Big Red zone where Heinbeck dumps it blindly. And Smith with his head down makes a good shot from Moretz. Hofer over to Roberts. Roberts can't quite catch up with it. And now the puck slides into the Big Red zone where Bowerson takes a little piece of Gary Diamond. Now over to Jeff Roberts. Back to Hofer. Good shot by Hofer, steered aside by Francis. That's the Big Reds go for a line change. Matt Warren. Over to Diamond. Make that Rob rolling.
Well, a few extra players in the boards over there, Don.
Yes. Here comes Warren with a head of steam. Tips it into the Big Red zone. Nice play by Kevin Hinton, keeping the puck in. Slash off the blue line. Clinks out at the last minute. That was Jeremy Van Ness with that low slap shot. Bassett. Nice pass to Grabowski. Grabowski keeps it in. Out went Matt Warren behind the net. Warren up to the point. Troy Stevens not able to keep it in. A chance for Bassett. Bassett checks it away from Warren. Now McGregor tips it into the Big Red zone with the icing waved off. Bowerson dumps the puck up to Shannon. And now a point-blank chance. And was deflected just wide. That was Shane Ward. McGregor. Shot by Truscott. Stopped before the net. Oh, across the net it goes without the Huskies seeing it. And now the Big Reds have safely shot at the length of the ice with 8:35 remaining in the first period. The score
away that one Northern scoring chance there and kept Northern from getting a good shot on goal. I think the player what Huron High is going to have to watch from what I've seen so far in the game is Matt Warren. Matt Warren seems to have it really cranked up tonight, Don.
He does. He's very patient. He's got good hands, brings the puck up, and is a threat to be in many different ways. The Huskies, Justin Smith, winning the draw from Keith Thomas. Morrison hits Smith behind the net. Pass out in front. And a pile of bodies in the crease and the face-off. Frozen puck. 8:23 remaining in the first period.
Well, Port Northern's using that forward offense of jamming the front of the net, and that time they drew for the Big Reds there and ended up laying on the puck. But Northern will get you to do that and draw you right to the front of the net.
Keith Thomas and Justin Smith won by the Huskies. But now the Big Reds bring it out with Morrison leading the way. Hard shot from the blue line. Just wide. He didn't get everything he had on that one. Centering pass goes awry. And out come the Huskies. And we have a whistle in the corner. Penalty is going to be called, I believe, on the Huskies. Justin Smith, who accidentally bumps into referee John Gosger. Tripping the call. The Big Reds go on the power play.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see who Wagner puts out here for this power play and stuff. Yeah, he's got Moretz and Bassett. Yeah, he's got a line out there. Yep, Jeff Roberts back on the fence, which is where he played all last year.
And you got Moretz back on the Moretz back on the point as well. Over behind the net. Out come the Huskies. Shot neatly the length of the rink by Pat Zito. Out comes Bassett. Three-man rush. Beats his man over the blue line. Top of the face-off circle. Breaks it into the wide angle. The backhander scores! As Francis committed to the shot. And the backhander by Bassett trickled by him into the far corner. And 32 seconds into the power play, the Big Reds are taking a 2-1 lead.
Well, Don, another one of them little individual efforts, and I think he had even thought about passing it there, but when he drew the Northern goaltender over, he seen that he had the backhand and he slid it on the far side of the net. Very good effort by the Big Reds there. They were right on top of the play all the time there.
Trzaskowski shoots on goal to Francis, who freezes it with Roberts breaking in. 7:29 remaining in the first period. As Francis considered dumping it into the corner for his defenseman, but with the dangerous Roberts swooping in on him, took a second thought and froze the puck on the face-off. Moretz loses the draw to Hinton. Almost scramble in front of the net. Now back to the point to Trzaskowski to Corey Stevens, who takes his eye off the puck and misses it.
Good chance for the Big Reds there again, Don.
Nice play by Stevens as he intercepts the clearing pass by the Huskies. And up with it comes Matt Warren. Over to Rolling. Pass to Hinton. Pops off his stick. And Corey Stevens shoots it back into the Husky zone, where the Huskies come out with it to center ice. Big Red shooter straight back in with Matt Warren, chased by Roberts. Trzaskowski keeps it in the zone. Now Nick Hofer chases Matt Warren, and it's shot the length of the rink. Icing the call with 6:27 remaining in the first period.
Well, Don, what surprised you about this first period so far? Northern's lack of an offensive threat, or Port Huron High just using a little bit of common sense and slowing the game down a bit?
did it again.
Yeah.
Here come the Huskies with Big McGregor not able to control the puck, and a shot from the point almost comes through.
Nice save by Derek Link there.
Nick Smear keeps it in. Here's McGregor again. Point blank! Clank save! Rebound just got! Clank saves again. Nixon from the point. The shot's broken up. Here comes Shannon on his backhand. Ridden up the puck by two Huskies. Nixon doing the bulk of the work along with Nick Smear. Smear clears it back to the big red point. With Truskalski. Now is beaten from the puck. Here comes the dangerous Don Truscott swooping in. Shot just wide. Craig pass! Craig reaches up and saves it. He stabbed that one when it was going to the upper part of the net. 5:30 remaining in the first period. The Big Reds 2, Huskies 1.
Well, Don, I sure would like to have an instant replay on that. That was probably Derek Link at his best, and I'm trying to think whether it was the first game last year or the second game last year against Northern that he played this outstanding.
He's definitely looking sharp tonight.
But also Porter Northern, those are the ones that Porter Northern has to score on. We're going to get Derek Link an XA for effort and keeping that out, but those are the ones that Northern has to capitalize on.
Manzito shot from the blue line. Now we have a goal ball scramble. A little body work afterwards as Keith Thomas sets his man fine. We have a penalty coming up, I believe, likely on the Big Reds. As referee Gaucher has dished out a cross-checking penalty to Corey Stevens.
Well, Don, the way the Northern floods in front of that net and stuff, if they keep doing it, they were going to be able to draw some of those penalties and get the power play often, more often.
That was referee Jacques Gaucher. Now the Huskies are out there on the power play as John Truscott loses the face-off and the Big Reds clear it. We have Truscott, McGregor, and Gary Diamond on the power play. Matt Warren on the point. Huskies sent it deep into the zone where Powerson, hard shot off the board, stopped nicely on the point by Diamond. Gary Diamond behind the net to McGregor. Big Red stay in the box, back to Diamond. Matt Warren. Truscott, hard slap shot as Link stays up and stops it with his pads. Shot the length of the ring. Nicely by Jeff Roberts. Home Reds, back to Rest. Warren takes the puck. Pass to Roberts, he can't handle it. Now here comes McGregor with Truscott on the wing. McGregor beats Morrison. Second pass and goal! Husky scores! A great centering pass, and I believe it may have been McGregor on the pass from Truscott, and the Huskies have tied it at 2.
Yeah, all the Big Reds didn't get back in that rush there, Don, and that gave that Northern a real clean 2-on-1 break.
It was Truscott on the goal, the pass coming from McGregor as it was forward against the defenseman on that play. Huskies break in again with Rolling, and just fails to get a stick on it. Behind the net, Hinton. Back to Rolling. Centering pass just wide, and out come the Big Reds with Jeff Bassett carrying over the blue line. Picks the puck up again. Tries to beat his man. Now a shot by Truskowski just wide. Zito sends it back out, not out of the zone. A big rolling as just caught with Corey Stevens. Stevens back up. Caught Stevens with his head down and just out of duty of a check. Mazzito. Hook check. And shot the length of the ice by the Big Reds. Kowalski looking for a line change. They got it. With 3:02 remaining in the first period. Score tied at 2.
Yeah, that young Stevens boy, I think he's going to be an up-and-comer, but he's kind of showing his sophomore skills and stuff, and Northern trying to take advantage of it by doing a little bumping, and Northern doesn't have the size advantage to run these guys.
Well, last Thursday, Northern did this late in the first period and through the second period with Marysville, and eventually wore them down. And we'll see if that same sort of thing will happen this time.
Yeah, you're quite correct. That young Finney boy last week took quite a beating before the game was over. He bounced back, but Northern
He popped up every time.
Yep.
Behind the net. Centering pass! And the Huskies have scored! Truscott on a nifty centering pass from behind the net. I'm not sure who got it, but I'm pretty sure it was Shane Ward on the goal.
That's who I've got down so far. We'll have to listen for the official score, but
Shane Ward in the right spot, high in the slot. Truscott did the dirty work. Dished it out to him, and Shane made no mistake. The Huskies have taken a 3-2 lead. Here's McGregor in the net, Plank covers.
yeah, Nixon and Truscott got the assist on that Northern goal down. Huron Heights seems to be going into a little shell here now, and they're not doing too much to help Derek Klink out there in front of the net.
Well, the pendulum has definitely swung the Huskies' way. They're working hard, and their hard work is paying off in recent minutes with a decided play advantage. As Justin Smith and Paul Moretz line up for the face-off. Back to the point. Warren slap shot. And now we have a break by Moretz who blocked a slap shot. Dumped by Warren. Penalty coming up. As Warren, in an effort to stay up with Moretz, stripped him. And now the Big Reds will enjoy a power play with 2:28 remaining in the first period.
Well, Don, it seems like each week we get one, but there was what you'd call a good penalty. Moretz is probably as dangerous a player there is in Huron High School, and all he had to do was a half a stride, and he would have been in all alone. That's a real good penalty to take.
Keith Thomas, Jeff Bassett. Dennis Thick on the power play with Roberts and Moretz at the points. Back to Roberts. Over to Thomas. Bassett at the high point. Moretz slap shot steered aside by Francis. Now Shane Ward picks it up, shoots it the length of the ring. With Moretz. And Staniszewski out killing the penalty with Shane Ward. Here comes Bassett. Hooked a bit by Ward. Now Roberts. The Huskies are being tenacious on defense. Mazzito. Roberts slap shot from the point. And the Huskies cleared the length of the ice when defenseman dangerously knocked down the shot in front of the net.
Well, the rebound come out just a little bit too far for the Big Red forwards in that one, Don.
Huskies get it again, flipped it out to Truscott, bounces over stick into the Big Red zone with Jeff Roberts. Taken out by Truscott. Truscott comes up with it, dragging the puck. Bassett with 25 seconds remaining in the power play. Bringing it up the sliding shot. Stopped nicely by Francis, who was down on his knees. Stopped with the stick. Josh Bennett stopped at the point. Bassett covered by Francis with 32 seconds remaining.
Well, Francis did a good job of holding on to that one. On that other one, he kind of let go and almost gave the Big Reds an excellent opportunity.
The Huskies coughed up a pass up the middle, which was cut off. That's a coach's nightmare, and could well have resulted in a tying goal.
Well, Al Francis showed his medal down there this shift and kept the Big Reds off the scoreboard.
.32 seconds remaining in the first period. Just 4 seconds in the Warren penalty. As Bassett up for the faceoff. Matt Zito behind the net, clears it the length of the ice before the penalty expired, so it's not icing, much to the chagrin of the Big Red fans. Dennis Shannon. Here comes Big rolling, around his man, wrist shot, stopped by the Big Reds with 4 seconds remaining. Centering pass stopped by Blake, and the first period has come to an end with the score. The Huskies of Northern 3, the Big Reds of Port Huron 2. We will now take a short pause for a resurface, and then we'll be back with the Big Red Husky and Viking Network. Back to McMorran Arena for the second period of tonight's action. We have fresh ice, the score 3-2 in favor of the Huskies.
Well, Don, we had an interesting first period there. Surprisingly, as much as I thought Northern had the territory advantage, shots on goal were Northern 12 and the Big Reds 11.
Yes, that probably wasn't quite indicative of the play. But in a 3-2 game, we have 30 minutes of action remaining. Anything can happen.
Yeah, it should be real interesting here. If maybe the Big Reds, if he shortens up his bench maybe a little bit, which a lot of times you don't like to see, but if he maybe shortens up his bench and spots those third and fourth lines out there to give the other guys a break, why we might still have a competitive game here.
Well, he has the advantage of having a resurface after each period, which would help that effort, rather than play 30 straight minutes before having that resurface. We've just been handed a note that Jim Bennett record is still going. He's now watching his 502nd consecutive game.
Well, that's quite an accomplishment, Don.
On the face-off, Prescott and Moretz. Moretz comes up with it, shoots it back to the defense with Matt Warren. Shooting it, icing waved off as the Big Reds could have played it. Prescott. Heinbuck, ice a little bit sticky. Shane Ward shoots it back into the zone, gets a piece to the referee. He'll pay for that later. McGregor tips it into the zone as the Huskies go for a line change. With Larson being harassed by Ward, puck over the glass.
Well, Don, as you mentioned a bit ago, and I haven't seen the ice quite this slow since maybe the first game of the season when it was quite warm in here, and it is warm in here tonight, and I think maybe it'll take its toll on maybe both teams before the game's over.
It'll take a few minutes for some of the wet spots to freeze up as Larson sends it safely behind his own net. Centering pass, just missed by Rolling. Heinbuck up to Roberts, clears it ahead to Moretz, who tips it into the Husky zone. Dumped in front of the net was Hofer. Hinton on the delayed offside. Offside now waved off as it goes back to Zito. Rolling. Barry Diamond. As Lebowski pushed off the puck. Play getting a little ragged at center ice as Hinton breaks in by himself. The Huskies going for another line change. Successfully fights off the Big Reds while that's happening. Frozen on the side of the net by Plank. With 13-14 remaining in the second period. The Huskies 3, Big Reds 2.
Well, Don, your comment about ragged start off the third or the second period here is quite correct. It's kind of hard to believe because I thought we'd see them kind of open up a little bit with fresh ice and fresh bodies and stuff here, but neither team seems to have any kind of an edge at all.
Smith wins the draw. Back to Nixon, who shoots just wide as Morrison loses the puck. Up come the Huskies, a shot. Hit the side of the net, now has gone in, but has been waved off.
Yeah, Jason Fletcher batted the puck in the net, Don, with his glove. I really think what he was trying to do was just control the puck and get it down so he could shuffle it in the net with a stick, and then inadvertently it went in the Big Red net.
Huskies on the draw. Smith gets it back to Nixon. Shoots it deep into the Big Red zone. Kombalski loses it to Nixon. Centering pass. Klink tips it just wide. Now in front of the net. Klink stays up and stops it. Smothers it. For a face-off. As the Huskies and Big Reds choose this time to change lines.
Well, Northern's starting to do what they finished the first period off doing. They were drawing everybody in. Looks like the Big Reds had 5 right defensemen there, all trying to help out their goaltender.
Keith Thomas, Newberry, and Dennis Thick. That's battling Truscott for the face-off, who's on with McGregor and Shane Ward. Matt Warren shoots it deep into the Big Red zone. McGregor back out to center ice with Warren. Shane Ward tipping it back into the Big Red zone to Truskowski, who takes a shot from McGregor. Centering pass! Shot stopped by Stevens in front of the net. And out come the Big Reds with Thomas. This pass just misses Newberry. Fighting behind the net with Warren. Shane Ward clears it to the neutral zone. Corey Stevens backhands it back to the neutral zone to Thomas. Having trouble controlling it. Out comes McGregor. McGregor flips it over to Corey Stevens. Matt Warren. A high lob flick into the zone. And icing, I believe, has been called. As the puck just traveled over the red line into the corner.
Well, Porter Northern wanted to get a different set of troops out there, and I think the Big Reds are thanking for wanting to get that set of troops out there because they need to change too.
Northern, especially changing lines very rapidly, 30, 40 seconds and out. Huskies win the draw. Now the Big Reds come up with it. Roberts tried to stuff her, it didn't work. Picked away by Sox. Chad Bowerson up in the wing to Jeff Roberts. As the boys tussle behind the play. Wrist shot by Hofer. Not much steam on it. Jeff Roberts. High buck over the partner. Bowerson slap shot doesn't get through. Jeff Roberts. As Barretts gets a pretty good piece of the Husky player. Francis reached back and stopped it, but the puck had gone about a foot into the net. And with 10:38 remaining in the second period, the game once again tied at 3. Corey Stevens behind the net. Here comes Paul Ratz. Both players fall. Ratz in the corner. Battling with Nixon. A tricky pass out in front of the net, and the Huskies have cleared it. Through the goal crease, no icing. And here's the Huskies from short range. Justin Smith coming within an eyelash of scoring. Paul Grabowski loses that edge. Here comes Justin Smith, breaking on the right wing. Backhander just wide. Chris Fagan coming close to scoring. The Reds changed lines, are just unable to keep the puck in. Up from the Huskies. Gosman. Pass intercepted. It's going to be offside. They're left alone, so the call's not made. This play remains in the neutral zone.
This utility line's doing a pretty good job with the Big Reds out there, Don.
They're keeping the Huskies off balance. Dennis Thick dumps it back. Picked up. Thomas just unable to keep it in. Chad Paulson as the Huskies go for a line change. Shoots it out to the neutral zone. Picked up by Sox. Dumped into the Big Red zone. 8:15 remaining. And split covers. Score tied at 3.
Well, good shift by the Big Reds out there, Don. He started with the utility players out there, and they just kept Northern in a state of confusion there, and Northern didn't really ever get a good opportunity that shift.
Pretty decent crowd for a Thursday night.
Yeah, Don, let's congratulate these high school fans. You know, we haven't had what you could say exceptional crowds here for high school hockey and stuff, but tonight both Port Huron and Port Huron Northern have brought with their mothers and sons and daughters and grandparents.
Like good turnout. As Brett swings the draw from Truscott. Referee Napolitan takes the tumble as the puck goes over the glass. 8:06 remaining in the second period.
Yeah, nice defensive effort by John Napolitan over there.
He's still shaking that one off. Brett wins the face-off from Truscott. Over to Hofer. Corey Stevens changes the flow. Hofer steps into Truscott. Back to Corey Stevens. To Moretz. Up to... Here's a shot from the point by Zito. Steered aside by Plank. Seems to be a lot of boys falling. Hofer. Cross ice to Truskowski as the truck goes down the left wing. Looking for Moretz. Moretz from the top of the slot. Great save by Francis. If Francis would have gone down a little quicker on that shot might have beat him over the right shoulder.
Good effort by Moretz, Don. A nice save by Al Francis.
Set up nicely by Truskowski, who waited for the right moment. Fed Moretz, and he let go a rifle shot. But Francis equal to the task.
Well, the second period has already started out to be a pretty good period of hockey. Don, I say it's better than the first period, you know what?
I agree. He's hitting on the draw. Out comes Shannon. In front of the net, Gombolski. Paul Gombolski. Shannon. Steady. Nixon comes up with the puck. Kevin Hinton breaking into the left wing from the corner. Centering pass. Nobody there. Back to the point. As Nick Spear keeps it in. Rolling. Coming off from behind the net. From point blank, the net has been knocked off the pegs, which will kill play with the puck in the crease. 6:27 remaining in the second period, tied at 3.
Well, Kevin Hinton duplicated what Palmeretz did down at the other end there. We got a good save by Derek Link down here, but the offensive threat was very well done.
Teams changing players again as Justin Smith for the Huskies squares up with Keith Thomas.
Yeah, I think we're seeing a little better tactics by the Big Reds here with quicker line changes and not getting these kids wore out like they did at the last half of the first period.
Now the linesman has disallowed the defenseman change by the Big Reds. Thomas wins the draw over to Roberts. Circling behind the net. Fought off by Justin Smith. Kostelski with a dangerous pass behind the net. Now we have a penalty call. I believe Jeff Roberts is going to sit out 2 minutes for a trip. Huskies go on the power play, changing lines again. We'll see who they bring out here for this one.
Well, John, not a good penalty take when you're in the game and stuff, especially when the player that he ended up tripping really wasn't the threat. He was behind the net, so.
And it was an offensive penalty as their team had the puck and was starting to break out. Don Truscott. Beaten to the puck on the draw by Thomas. Clear the length of the ice. With a dangerous Matt Warren. Regroups. Long pass to the blue line. Huskies are employing the tactic of having the weak side winger be at the far blue line, which really opens up the ice. And that was a breakaway pass to him, which just missed.
Yeah, Don, it seems like they're maybe having a little bit of trouble with the ice, like we mentioned earlier. Gary Diamond fell pretty hard in the boards there as Norwood was just trying to get the puck out of the end there, and it will look pretty innocent. So maybe the ice is soft and chopped up. I don't know.
They're losing their edges quite a bit out there. Thomas and Truscott, one by Truscott. Back to Warren. Pass to Diamond, winding up in the right wing. Over to Truscott, breaking in point blank. And Plank seemed to have it covered, and they kept chipping away at him. And now the net has come off the hinges for a face-off. And that has stirred up the adrenaline from a lot of the fans, as it appeared like goaltender Plank was being abused a little bit when he had control of the puck.
Well, down with these headsets on up here, you can't quite hear whether the official head whistle is dead or not, but that's the big call that has to be made on those. When the goaltender's got and he's covered up, is to blow that whistle and get a stop in place so nobody gets hurt and there's no damage done.
Puck's been brought out over the blue line. I'm not sure why, unless possibly the Husky player knocked the net off. Matt Warren looking for an opening, sees it, screaming down the right side, breaking it, point break back in. Oh! So effort on the face-off
points, like we mentioned earlier in the game there, and this is the first we've heard from Warren since probably about the 8-minute mark of the first period. But he's probably Northern's most dangerous man out there tonight, and he just showed how dangerous he can be when you give him that puck alone.
He kind of froze the Big Reds and made that break and really came in on the goal unobstructed. Great individual effort by Warren. Trescott getting an assist by winning the faceoff. McGregor also getting an assist. Jeff Bassett. Pass out in front of the net. Nobody there as Roskowski stops it at the line, sends it back into the zone. Comes rolling, gets a hip check and stopped at the blue line nicely by Stevens. Bassett lines up, breaking down. Wrist shot, 5 feet wide. Stevens back behind the net to the point. Roskowski stops it. Bassett shoots it wide of the net. And the Huskies clear the length of the ice. Icing is the call as the Huskies dearly wanted a line change and were willing to sacrifice an icing call to get one.
Well, Don Bassett, who could be a threat for the Big Reds here, kind of skate over to the bench here, kind of bent over, and he looked like he only was half an effort on that shift, so maybe he got hurt a little bit.
They definitely need a healthy Jeff Bassett to stay in this game. Heinbeck, shot by Moretz, change of pace shot, slid all the way to Francis who covered it. 4:19 remaining in the second period. The Huskies, the 4-year Northern on 4. The Big Reds of Port Huron, 3.
Yeah, Jeff Roberts was right there for that rebound, and Al Francis wasn't going to give more than one chance.
Trescott wins the draw, goes behind the net where the Big Reds come up with it. Trescott shoots it safely into the corner. Good play by Bowerson, keeping it in the zone. Now it comes out. And here's the dangerous rush by Trescott. Coming to the backhander. Played neatly. Poke checked it away before Trescott could get the shot off. And again, the net has come off the pipe for a face-off.
Well, Trescott showed that Northern speed out there when just from center ice to Big Red blue line, he just pulled just right away from those Big Reds.
Justin Smith and Paul Moretz on the face-off. Won by the Huskies. Centering pass, Klink steers it back into the corner. Where Bowerson fights off Smith. Now Smith comes back up with it. And after about a 10-second freeze, the play is killed. 3:36 remaining in the second period.
Yeah, you know, it's quite obvious when the intent of neither player is to move the puck. I think that the referee should maybe quicker blow the whistle and get the face off.
Paul Moretz with the puck. Weak side pass to Hofer. Hofer dumps it into the Husky zone. Where Big Fletcher comes up with it. Kick back to the point. Bowerson. Slap shot! Skate save by Francis, who stayed up on that one. Another shot, tip! And Francis reaches back, catches it! And no goal, a great individual effort by Francis to keep his eye on that one. Net comes off with 3:07 remaining in the second period.
Two big efforts by the Big Reds there, Don. They had one real good chance, and then they get in another turnover, give the Big Reds another chance, and now Right shore.
referee right on the goal line, surveying that action. Thomas wins the face-off. Stevens can't control it. Oh, breaks the dangerous rolling. Coming in his backhand. Cross it, cross. Plank equal to the effort where Thomas picks it back up. Weak side pass to Dennis Thick. Slap shot from the top of the circle. Kicked away easily by Francis. Now Hinton behind the net. Kevin Hinton loses it to Newberry. Roy Stevens back to Newberry. Hinton breaking in. Backhander just wide. And the rebound effort by Rolling just missed on the backhander. Puck frozen by Plank with 2:25 left in the second period. Huskies 4, Big Reds 3.
Well, Don, that utility line for the Big Reds come out pretty strong, other than that last 4 or 5 seconds there when Northern did get a chance, but they had Northern confused down their own end.
Both teams using their depth, as they well should. Truscott and Bassett. Won by the Big Reds. As Morrison shoots it up to Bassett. Over to Gobolski on the right wing. Snapshot. Deflected wide. Bassett again. Coming behind the net. And he's pulled down, going to draw a penalty. Loose puck now whistled down. That's touched by Husky. With 2:01 remaining in the second period, the Big Reds go on a power play.
Don, good call by you there when you said draw as a penalty. Even though he did go down, I think that a little bit of effort, he probably could have stayed out, but that's a good call by the officials there. And probably really good play by the Bassett.
There you have a close-up of Donnie Truscott, who has played a real strong game tonight, winning his share of draws and making a lot of things happen out there on the ice. Bassett over to Bretz on the power play at the point. Now we have a breakaway. Breakaway with Shane Ward. Wrist shot! Either off the crossbar or tipped by Plank. Obviously tipped by Plank as the face-off's going to be in the corner. He had that for corner labeled, and the score remains 4-3.
Well, that's part of the goaltender's equipment, but you're right. Shane Ward made Derek Plank reach, and they got a piece of him and a piece of the crossbar.
Bassett with Ward on the face-off, won by the Big Reds. Reds behind the net. Beats his man. Now breaks up the right side. Taken out of the play nicely. Maybe too nicely. As the Huskies, number 7, Wayne Stanislavski, is being assessed a penalty. Now the Big Reds will go on a 2-man power play for the remainder of the period with 1:33